People see me as a non-human. They think just because I have a visual impairment, I'm not like everyone else.
People see me as weak and helpless, but I would like people to see me as strong and independent.
I would like them to see me as normal.
People who can't see well can do all the same things that everybody else can. Camp has proven that to me.
These kids want to be perceived as independent, as energetic, as enthusiastic, as playful, as approachable. But a lot of the times growing up, they're set aside from, their social group, their classrooms. They're labeled as special needs, but we're trying to break that.
What are we doing for kids who are blind or visually impaired? If you'd asked me that question 3 years ago, I would have said independent living skills. I would have told you sports and recreation. We're teaching them adaptive sports. The answer today is we're teaching kids to believe in themselves. We're teaching them empowerment. We're teaching them to have courage. We're teaching them to overcome fears, believing that they can have a career and be successful with that. That's what camp's about.
The skills that they learn here at camp with us crosses over to anything that they're gonna do. It'll teach them how to be with their peers, how to be with mentors, how to be on a team so that when they're looking for jobs or things, they already have that team mentality of how to work with other people or how to get their ideas across to other people.
Once they build that confidence, then they're able to do almost anything at home or at school or even with their friends. So that confidence is the main key. It's the base to everything else. So we really try to focus on that.
Brady first went to the full week camp when he was 8 years old. I had a lot of questions. I was like, who's gonna be there? What do they do there? Is this an overnight thing? Because I was very nervous letting him go, but when he got home, I realized nothing to worry about at all, and he couldn't wait to go back.
It's amazing to me that parents are willing to step out, but it's so, so important. But the courage it takes for the parent to do that, the courage it takes for us to accept that responsibility, the courage it takes for that 8-year-old to be away from her family for 4 days is huge. But it's such an amazing experience. It's such an aha.
It's nice to do new experiences. Then we get to go home and tell your family about it.
Yeah, we get to do a lot of things here that I don't usually get to do at home.
One of the things we do is we do meal prep. So they're learning how to measure ingredients. They're learning how to cut things safely. They're learning how to set the temperature on the oven. They're showing how to reach into the oven safely with longer oven mitts. We're teaching all of those skills, which they then can transition to home after camp.
Camp is teaching you how to live your life, whatever the cards you were dealt are. We adapt it to you, figure out what works best for you and what you don't like.
Cecilia is definitely picking up some great skills that will benefit her for the rest of her life. And it's, pushing her to become a more successful person.
So we have 25 to 30 kids who come to camp, whether it's winter or summer, and they come from across New York State. And the vast majority of these kids are in public school, and they're the only blind child in that school. What's magical about camp and what's really special about camp is it gives these kids an opportunity to meet each other. And the more unscheduled time we can have with those kids where they get to know each other, where they're just sharing with each other, gee, I went to a dance this week for the first time and I couldn't see anything and I wasn't sure how to even ask a girl to go out on a dance floor with me. And then others can respond to that, then we're doing something meaningful. Then we're changing kids' lives. We're helping them make that adjustment successfully.
I have better friendships at camp than at school or outside of camp because we all have a vision loss and we know how it can be hard. We help each other with situations. It makes you feel like there's a purpose for you. You're not just this weird person that has trouble seeing.
So our kids with visual impairments don't get the chance to participate in their high school teams or community teams because their coaches or teachers don't know how to adapt the sports to meet their needs. Every kid, whether you're completely blind or have some light perception, you're gonna adapt sports differently.
Playing basketball, making a basket. Here, when we are able to accomplish those things, it's really awesome. So getting them to stand up on a paddleboard, you may think it's not a big deal. To them, it's a big deal, and to us, it's a big deal, too.
Tandem biking and high ropes are my two favorites. High ropes, for example, is really, really thrilling and exciting.
It can be a stressful, scary, fearful activity to do, But it's kind of similar to what you face back home. You know, you're gonna face struggle, you're gonna be scared at times, you're gonna be nervous. If they think they have confidence enough, you know, to step up on a paddleboard or to, you know, pick up a bow and arrow and hit a bullseye, you know, where does that confidence, you know, trickle into? Does that trickle into their academics, you know, their social life back home? You know, that's really what we're hoping for.
I have watched my son grow into a different person. It makes me really happy and proud as a mom to know that he can do this stuff and he continues to want to go.
So let's talk about the other side of the story, not just our campers, but talk about my staff and the counselors that I hire. I get some amazing young people to come work camp. I have some counselors who've been with me all 7 camps. Because they say to me, I've learned so much about my own abilities and what I can do additionally to better myself that I would come back with a heartbeat.
It's nice to have 1 counselor per kid because then you can get a little more assistance on certain things if you need it.
There's a pretty good group here that is there to push them in the right direction, but catch them if they're gonna fall back. The environment that we create here at camp is not like anything you really will find anywhere.
I've loved working with the kids at camp so much that it made me change my entire career so that I get to be a camp counselor for the rest of my life as a recreational therapist.
It's an amazing experience, and I'm just glad I could be a part of that.
Everyone should be proud of everything that we do here, whether you're a counselor, whether you're a camper, whether you come up and volunteer for the day, you're all making a difference in this kid's life. They walk away from camp knowing that we helped them. It's amazing.
When I leave camp, I know that I've done something special. Even if you made 1 kid smile and hug you when they're saying goodbye, you know that you've made the difference in at least 1 person's life.
Definitely every kid should be able to go to camp and have the camp experience, and we're lucky enough to have CABVI and Camp Abilities have Cecilia have that same experience.
I see the changes that we all are impacting on them. I take that obligation that parents give us for that week very seriously. And we go at it not because of the money, not because of the prestige, we go at it because we believe we can change lives. We might be 1 person in the world, but we might be the world to that 1 person. And so if we can be the world to that 1 person and get them to be successful adults, all the money we spent for all these camps was well worth it, because now we have a contributing member of society. And that's really what we're trying to do in the long term.
I'm proud that this is a thing. I'm proud that these people have came up with this organization to help us. The visually impaired really need something like this.
The thing that I like the best about this camp is all the fun activities that we get to do, the friendships that I have, and to be one with nature.
So the most important thing we're doing at camp is creating awareness. Self-awareness, self-introspection, public awareness, creating a belief in the human spirit.
Before I thought, oh, well, if I want to do it, maybe you're not going to do it, you won't be successful. But I learned at camp, if you set your mind to it, you're going to do it because you're pushing yourself and you're going to achieve it. I want to be a chief executive and own my own company.